Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Alpha today, and I'm doing a little voiceover of the screenshots I took on the DayZ Twitter. Looks like they just dropped 1.10, and this is going to be a big deal. They just added breaking legs to the game and a whole bunch of other new content. It's going to be great. It's all live on the TTS right now on Xbox, PS4, and PC. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and yeah. So they just dropped it like literally a couple hours ago, 4 hours ago. In the patch notes, they've been talking about adding tarps, new backpacks, just new clothing essentials, food decays. It's pretty random on some of the new changes. At least they've added a new Brazilian Portuguese, some kind of, I don't know, clothing item, or I really don't understand what that is, but it's something new. They added a new melee weapon. Vehicle can now be repaired with epoxy putty, so that's a huge deal. So you can actually repair your vehicles after you crash them 2 times and they break on the third time. Of course, like I said, food decays. They added exposure to wind and like dynamic weather, so now you can freeze to death. So that's fucking huge. That might lead to other DLCs. Yeah, this is kind of random, but they added some kind of, let's see, what is that? Clothing indicator for isolation value. I want to say that means they're adding some kind of weather system or improve the current weather system, because in the rest of the patch notes they're talking about the, I don't know, the use of fireplaces and how much they dry out certain areas and like the heat value and all kinds of other stuff. So I have a really strong feeling they're going to be adding some kind of cold weather, I don't know, snow or some other kind of weather system to the game. So they do go along to talk about heat phases or heat hazes from fireplaces, flare, road flare, torch lights. So I have a feeling they're going to be talking about, or they might be already in the works for creating a new map. So this is going to be very interesting to see how they go along. They do go along to talk about fixing vehicles, house registration for I don't know, like some kind of weather system. So, like if you're inside the house and you have a fire, fires can now actually warm you up rather than being in close proximity, because you have to kind of get really close to them in order to keep that heat. So now, if you have a fire in the house, you can keep the heat warm throughout the house. So that's pretty cool. They actually added some real life, I don't know, mechanics. They do go along to talk about the changes that they introduced. It's just a lot of cold weather changes and warm changes. So, for instance, they talked about in the beginning, or in the beginning of a day. So, in the very morning, you get cold mornings and warm afternoons, and then warm or cold nights. So, it's going to be interesting how they see how that plays out. It's going to encourage players to be a little bit more static during the night, so they don't kind of freeze to death, because I feel like they're going to be adding some kind of weather system here soon. But they do go along to talk about just more heat and cold weather changes for the let's see, they talked about melee damage against animals, adjust some of that damage, so you could probably no longer two-hit a cow with a fire axe, so they're probably going to change that. Let's see. Shoes no longer damaged when you spawn in, so that's a huge change. So you can actually run further and not stay on the beach and get wrecked by those camping noobs. And then they finally talked about some loot economy, resizing heat packs, vitamins can be combined, not split. That's huge. Before you could just split them and give them to everybody. Now you can combine them and have a whole full pack of 100. Tools and damages. Let's see. Boathouse doors, drinking and eating with bloody hands increases infecting a player with salmonella. That's pretty huge. Back in current times, you couldn't be able to do that. So yeah, that's huge. But I think that's gonna wrap us up, fellas. If you want to watch the whole video without me talking or being a knucklehead, just go ahead and mute the audio or do whatever you got to do. But yeah, here's the patch notes for all you guys, and have a good day. Peace.